Going live. You're live! Hello everyone, I'm Santiago and today I'm gonna be testing Dune Awakening on the GTX 1650, 3060 and 4060. How are you guys doing? Welcome. So first of all, thanks to Funcom for providing a code of the game. They actually gave me access last week, I think, but I didn't have time to play it, so I was like in the background checking it out on Steam Deck and all that, just to advance a little bit. And it's UE5, so you know what to expect, I guess. Minimum requirements, we're going to look for that in a second. Stutter Awakening, well, we'll see about that. Bahamut, Marco, Apollo, Electric Pichu, hey, 3060 12 gigs benchmarks. Wait, is my graphics card speaking to me? Augmented realism, okay, I gotcha. Finally stream at a normal hour. Yeah, it's 6:35 p.m. here actually. So, okay, let's get right into it. First of all, as usual, the requirements. So we open this up. The store page. And if you never heard of Funcom, they are the people behind Conan Exiles. It's a survival game. It was early access for a while. So massively multiplayer, open world survival craft. Again, this is people from Conan Exiles made open world survival, base crafting, the classic thing. But the difference here is that this is not an early access title. This is the full game, and it's based on Dune, the book, and the movie as well. I haven't watched any of those. I want to watch the movie now. And well, it's UE5, and usually UE5 doesn't run well, but here the requirements give me hope. 1060 6GB as a minimum, and as a recommended card, the 3070. So, and an i5 7400. So 4 Corsair threads for Ryzen 3 1200. So specs seem to be pretty damn low for a UE5 game. And the reviews are pretty good. So yeah. And what am I missing? I was going to do something. Oh yeah, game size. So the game is 41 gigs. Again, for a UE5 title, it's also pretty small. But I'm going to talk more about that later. Let's get right in. We start with the 1650 as usual. So there we go. 1650, latest drivers. Let's jump right in. Yeah, Hito, how's it going? Another Hito. 3 a.m? Holy hell, go to sleep, man. Have you checked Mind's Eye? Actually, no, but I requested a review code, and I don't think they're going to listen to me, but that's okay. Okay, so you get a launcher, and in the launcher, it's so confusing. I mean, the launch button is here, but a lot of people will miss it. Also, BattleEye, but this BattleEye works on Linux, so if you have a Steam Deck or a Linux machine, you can actually play it there with Proton, so that's good news. But I want to do Mind's Eye for the memes. The thing is, I don't want to buy it, so if I get a review code, sure, but I really don't want to spend money on that one. I could see it in the trailers, I called it way before it happened. It's over already, yeah. The game is unplayable, yeah, but if I get the review code and this tells me that my... What? Oh, Jesus, that scared me. My own stream was on my phone. So they're talking about known issues with this graphics driver. Oh, they're talking about, okay, 576.66, and I have 576.52. Okay, maybe I do it later if I get any crashes, but things to keep in mind. Yeah, I hate launchers that launch the game. Yeah, I'm one of those. But hey, what can you do? I'm happy the anti-cheat works on Linux. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting a review code for Mind's Eye, but if I do, it will be a great day because it will be super fun. I've been critical of Mind's Eye since the first trailer. The red flags were too obvious. Compiling shaders, good. Good. That's what it should happen. So that's good news. Let's see. What's the crown thing near my name? I have no idea. That's a great question. I've been seeing it. Okay, top fans. Okay, so apparently you're the #1 fan, but I don't know what this entails. What's the leaderboard? A place for fans to stand out in the community. Top 3 get special badges in live chat. It resets every stream, so you can always try again. You need to collect experience points, send live chat messages, send super chats, and super stickers. Okay, it's just a ranking of fans depending on interaction with the stream, apparently. Yeah, mine's I mean, it runs at 30 frames even on PS5 Pro, and it drops frames. And it's a horrible use of UE5. But that's okay. The thing is, I don't want to waste my time. I mean, it's a funny thing to go and trash it. It's a funny thing to do, don't get me wrong. But the thing is, I really don't want to buy it. And they're patching it very, very often. But I don't think patches will save it. I mean, what's the name of this? Well, people from the executives ran away before the game came out, so that tells you everything that you need to know. Yeah, it's locked 30s on PS5 Pro, Xbox Series X, PS5, but on the PS5 Pro it doesn't even hold 30s. Okay, it's compiling shaders, that's why the CPU is maxed out, don't worry about it, does it all the time. Compiling shaders is a good sign, yeah, I agree. And it didn't take so long. GG. Okay, we skip this.
I dream.
If the former president of Godly Game Company makes a game that doesn't mean it's going to be good. True. I'm below the minimum requirements. Good. Good thing that the game tells me, but it doesn't tell me, hey, don't play the game. So, weird UX stuff. Settings are down here. They're pretty at the bottom left corner. That's pretty hard to reach for the eyes. Let me disable the music. I just need to be safe. And no voice chat. There we go. Okay. So let's see if it's actual full screen this time around. IO Interactive associates themselves with that mess. I mean, they're publishing games. It's not a big deal. Okay, yeah, it's actual full screen, so thank God they actually put correct full screen in the game. It's not some weird borderless full screen. So what we got here is upscaling quality. This says upscaling, the upscaling quality for the game. This setting influences the upscaling parameters and resolution scale. I'm not entirely understanding what this is. Oh, never mind. This is ultra performance, native resolution, or yeah, the resolution scale. So the upscaling quality is the resolution scale. There's XeSS, FSR, TSR, and TAA, and probably DLSS on RTX cards. There's also frame gen that, funnily enough, is enabled by default. GG, not doing that. And I'm going to start with 67%. Oh, you can override this actually. Okay. XeSS from Intel, let's put it on quality. So quality for XeSS is 59% resolution. So this setting makes no sense to use, in my opinion. So let's override it. Quality XeSS, shadows, you got low, medium, high, and ultra. The settings menu is super confusing. Yeah, now it's less confusing, but don't worry. Now I understood. Shadows on low, something like this. I don't think it's a big deal. Usually the sun doesn't produce perfect shape shadows. Virtual shadow maps, let's disable that. Global illumination quality, let's keep it on low. On low, apparently it's not using lumen, so I'm not entirely sure why it's a separate option. So this is a good thing, in my opinion, because if you don't have a good enough card, lumen off is a good idea. Then reflections, the reflections. But the interesting thing is low-end laptop mode. I tried this on Steam Deck. This disables the shadows, disables the global illumination, disables the reflections. It's completely, it looks like a game, an older game, but actually it doesn't look horrible. I mean, if you want to play the game, I think it's a good option, and it doesn't allow you to change settings. So I'm going to start with the lowest settings. That's what I'm trying to say. Lowest settings on quality XeSS. And that will be it. So yeah. Let's do that. I also tried FSR, but it doesn't look particularly great in my opinion. So this is low preset, XeSS, quality, 1080p. And there we go. It's a good options menu in my opinion, just a bit confusing because they're not super clear about what each thing does. Also the UI is a bit confusing because the settings are down here. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Anyway, let's hit, okay, South America, perfect. I also have a character, not sure why it didn't load it, but let's see what happens. If I have to make a new one, that's not a big deal. Have you tried Tormented Souls 2 demo? I played the first one a little bit, but for the second one, I haven't had time to play a lot of games, guys. That's my honest issue right now. But I'm trying to stream a little bit more because it requires less effort than making a video, sometimes. But I've been playing God of War Ragnarok. And, well, and what's the other game? Clear Obscure. I've been playing a lot of Clear Obscure Expedition 33. I'm really enjoying that game. Holy hell. Not that I got the timing for the parries. Dude, what a fantastic game. Okay, here's my character. So I already made a character. And, oof, that's stuttering. My VRAM is out of control there. It's already above the VRAM limit. Oof. But again, the game recommends at least as a minimum 6 gigabytes, and you can understand why. So yeah, we're super VRAM limited. That's not a surprise. So yeah, just the fact that we are VRAM limited on UE5, that's usually very critical for performance. So I wasn't expecting anything particularly great. Let's make a new character. So main menu. Now let's see what happens. But again, first impressions, obviously. Can I make another character? That's a good question. Oh, I think if I change servers, okay, I'll go to the other server. Yeah, it does have FSR, but it doesn't look right. Okay, here we go, new character.
Approach, prisoner.
Okay, so you can customize your character, just like in Conan Exiles. So let's do it very quickly. Let's make it as user retention for the video as possible. So let's go to one of those presets. Wow, there's a lot of options. Yeah, they're probably randomly. There we go. So height, she has to be an Amazonian. Arm thickness, let's put it on 4. Leg thickness, maximum. Neck length, a little bit less. Chest size, I mean, come on. And that's it. That's all I needed to change. And name, Juana de Arco. That's perfect. Perfect for audience retention. Skip opening tutorial sequence. You have played through the opening. No, I don't want to skip it. Or, let's skip it. Let's skip ahead. Content creator type character. Exactly. You know your audience. Also, do you guys hear anything?
Then I was. Where were you born?
Okay.
A toxic place. Come here.
Ooh, it's super delayed, the audio. Holy hell. freaking G-Sync. It's super... The audio is stupidly delayed. It's the freaking G-Sync. Freaking Nvidia. Still Blade port is almost perfect. Well, it's UE4. This is UE5. How many hours do you have in the game? I think 4 or 5 hours. There we go. So we're now at the beginning of the game.
I couldn't wait for you.
And now the sandworm is coming.
The sandworm is coming. Run. No.
Let's see behind me. Oh, here we go. There it is. Hey, Wormy. What is G-Sync doing to the audio? It's desyncing my audio for my capture card. So as you can see, if I run in the sand like this, that audio thing in the middle tells me I'm being super noisy, and that attracts the worm. So try not to get eaten by the worm. Just a suggestion. Yeah, Arkham Knight is UE3, super modified UE3, but that just shows you what technology, what art can do. You didn't see the movies? I didn't see the movies nor read the books, so keep that in mind. Oh, there it is. Hello there. Okay. I don't know why it's nighttime though. It was daytime when I played this for the first time. Maybe it's because it's nighttime in my country, but still. Oh! Yeah, the audio is delayed. This is what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to get out of the game and disable G-Sync so we don't have any audio issues. But here, the main issue is clearly VRAM. VRAM is insanely high. I mean, insanely high. We have a 4 GB GPU, but I understand why they suggest as a minimum 6 GB of VRAM. So let me disable G-Sync so the freaking capture card does its job. What's your opinion on PS6 coming in 2027? It's pretty meh in my opinion. I feel like not even the PS5 generation started yet. It's going to start with GTA 6. Arkham Knight got fixed eventually. Actually, I wouldn't say fixed. It improved. But now at that point we had way better hardware, so we could get away with it. CPUs got a lot faster and GPUs as well. They improved it, but it's not 100% in my opinion. Also, they were missing graphical features on PC when it came out. There was no ambient occlusion, some rain was missing. It was a complete mess. I was there when it came out. I made a 750 Ti video when it came out. I woke up at 3 AM, made the video, went to work, and published the video. I was just getting started, I think. It was completely broken. Yeah, Arkham Knight still has stuttering issues. The thing is, you can brute force some of it with better hardware nowadays. How are the shaders on UE5.6 in your opinion? I don't know yet. I haven't played a UE5.6 game. Batman Broken Knight. Oh. Everybody says, who is Batman? But nobody asks, how is Batman? Broken Knight. Also, my noise cancelling didn't enable. Hold up. So definitely not using G-Sync anymore for the live streams because it breaks the audio. Got pulled from stores like Cyberpunk. Yep, and it was way before Cyberpunk happened. It got pulled from PC stores. The good thing there is that as the game got updated, I remember I got pulled from Steam. I still owned the game, so I was able to test the patches as soon as they happened. It was awesome. Yeah, the frame time looks like this because it's compiling shaders. That's why. But in the game itself, I'm noticing stutters due to VRAM limitation. UE5 with low VRAM, good luck. I mean, no chance in hell it's going to run well. You think upscaling should only be used if you're playing at 4K? I agree, and that's, I think, initially what it was thought for, especially for 4K and higher. But hey, it's an excuse not to optimize games further, I guess, and push ray tracing. But in a card like this,
I dream of it.
we don't have much of a choice. Okay, I'm back in. I'm going to change servers. And redo my character because there's something at the beginning of the game that is interesting.
Approach, prisoner.
Approach, prisoner. Okay, I'll do it very quickly. There she is. Arm thickness, leg thickness, neck length, chest size. And that's it. That's all I need. And she's Alfred. Alfred. No, don't skip. There we go. Okay, good night, Electric Pichu.
Have they told you what I am?
Yeah, the whole PS5 catalog is built for us to brute force these UE5 games in a few years. I guess. Still, that shouldn't be like
Where
that.
were you born?
Though honorable, cultured, a man of culture.
And the Order of the Imperium is rooted in the far.
And
You've
yeah,
risen.
sure, this
You had a mentor in your youth, trained
physical
by
mastery,
one of the schools.
recon and
Who
strategy,
was your
offense and
mentor?
demolition.
A house. The test is almost.
I have
complete.
spoken the truth.
Here.
Is this your first time playing? It's my second time. I already made a character and played for a few hours last week. And I found it interesting, but at the same time, just the fact that it works on Linux made me want to play it on Steam Deck, and it actually does work on Steam Deck. And there we go. Classic. If I look at this, I remember always the first UE5 Lumen showcase. Yeah, Booba Slider, 10 out of 10 IGN. Thanks to Spencer Walker 21 for the 6.66 US dollar donation. Indeed, that makes it a 10 out of 10, in my opinion. Although I think they could have been a little bit... It could have gone a little bit higher on that. But hey, we have the option. But again, we're playing on low settings. Let me craft this very quickly. But still, it's good that it's there. But again, what's wrong with the frame times? I think the frame time thing is due to the low VRAM, honestly. We'll see once we get to the 3060, but in here at the moment, performance is fine because nothing is happening. And once we get outside, yeah, 1440p balanced I think looks a lot better than 1080p on the monitor itself. Oof. And you can climb like in Breath of the Wild. Oh, hang on, I gotta heal. They did it on purpose. It's not about VRAM. Your frame time is the same thing on the 4070 Ti. Okay, that sucks then. What the hell, man? They compile a lot of shaders at the beginning. How cannot they get that right? I don't get it. I'm always blaming VRAM here. That's a shame. To outside. To skip this.
Twin comets in the sky.
You mentioned escape. Tell me what to do.
If you can slip, he's a noble. Yeah. Now go.
Yeah. Okay. So it's now daytime. And the thing is, one of the mechanics in the game, when you're in the sun, you get the height
Stick
rating
to the shadows,
in real time.
Welder.
So you can get a
Heat of the
sunstroke
sun is
right away.
deadly to the unprepared.
So you gotta keep that in mind. Also, not to alert the worm and all that while building a base. It's more PvE, and as you get more into the game, it becomes more PvP. And the thing is, the demanding part would be the deep desert, but that's like 50 hours into the game. But as you can see, even on low settings, we got those shadows, we got nice fire, decent draw distance. But as I was talking about at the beginning when I played this on Steam Deck, there's a low-end laptop mode that I wanted to show you. So let's do a quick comparison so you understand what I'm talking about. So this is low settings. Again, low settings is basically classic UE5 stuff. And now I'll show you the potato laptop mode. Yeah, there's a laptop mode. It's called low-end laptop mode for very low-end machines. I think you can already tell the difference without me doing a comparison. You get more than double the frame rate, but you sacrifice visuals significantly. But my opinion on that is I'm happy that the option is there. For the Steam Deck, this saves the Steam Deck right away. So let's do that comparison right away. There we go. Ah, you guys cannot see it yet. No, this is no TAA. There we go. So the one on the left is low settings, the one on the right is laptop mode. So what's the difference? Well, there's no indirect lighting, so global illumination is basically gone. There's backlighting. So when you go into the sun, you won't cast shadows in real time. And the sand is simplified, the models are simplified significantly as well. Although the effects are still there. So yeah, I think you can tell, still the performance jump is huge. So this is interesting. 82 FPS versus 36. So yeah, I'm happy that they put that there. That can save a lot of people that cannot play the game. So this is the actual low setting in my opinion. Laptop mode. And here we can probably do native resolution, but see, there's no shadows being cast from the character. You're basically gliding a bit, but if there is no other way, I think this is a good replacement, if you don't mind. So let's go XeSS, but native resolution. Ah, it was an ultra performance, my bad. Let's do native AA. So by default also puts your upscaler on ultra performance in laptop mode. But in laptop mode you cannot change any settings. You can, I think, no, you cannot change anything. So let's see native. There we go. So on native, you can actually run at 38 FPS. Which again, this required quality upscaling for us to get this without the laptop mode. So yeah, it makes the game look a lot worse, but I think it's a good way to play it on this card, considering that we are heavily VRAM limited. So yeah, it's an option in the menu. Gaming laptops, no, I wouldn't do this on a gaming laptop. Unless you have a bad GPU. Yeah, I think ultra quality upscaling would do wonders. Let's do ultra quality. It's 67% resolution, but still. There we go. So XeSS, ultra quality. And this is how we play the game on the 1650. And now we got the No Man's Sky mechanic.
Using it to cut open ships is an added benefit.
There we go. By the way, guys, is the audio correct now? Is it delayed? Or is the audio fine now? Laptops are only 1480p though. I mean, that's not a bad thing. Usually screen is smaller.
See if there's another way forward.
Oh yeah, I can cut the door. What am I doing? But again, if you are on 4 GB of VRAM, I would use the laptop mode for this game.
Neither should you.
Oh, oh yeah, these lights actually cast shadows. The spotlights cast shadows, but the sun doesn't. Funny. Yeah, the textures look very bad, but again, we're talking about being low on VRAM here.
Just as their strikes will hit you, this should stagger them, giving you a window of opportunity.
Come on. Oof. Come on, I've been playing Clair Obscure. Why cannot parry correctly? There we go. Try again. I gotta get my mind off Clair Obscure. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I love parrying on Clair Obscure as well. The thing is, Clair Obscure requires the timing is a lot tighter than on here by a long shot. Oh, by the way, let me show you again the comparison between low settings and laptop mode. But I will use laptop mode on Steam Deck actually, or if you really want to get into the game. But for accessibility, I think it's a great idea what they did here. Okay, so everything on low, everything, and we're using quality upscaling without frame gen. Well, I think you can already tell the difference. Man. Is big baguette. Okay. iCat. Let's try this again. There we go. So you get double the performance with laptop mode, but at the same time you get worse visuals. I mean, I think the difference speaks by itself, especially indoors. I think it's pretty obvious. The indirect lighting in general, and that's me, hi. So yeah, but still, respect for being able to give me that option, at least, because that's nice to have. What do you use to quickly record little snippets in footage to put in iCat? I actually I'm doing the live stream. I press record on OBS because I don't record the VODs of my streams. I start recording and stop recording, and then I grab the snippets. So yeah. Anyway, so what would you guys do in this situation? Would you use more upscaling in order to be able to play with better visuals, or you would use laptop mode? Because I mean, it's nice to have, but if you're playing on a desktop, I don't know. Let's do performance upscaling. And let's see if it holds up like this. XeSS performance. Dash to break out of staggered state. Okay. Water. Be sure that you use a DLSS 4 transformer model. Okay. Yeah, I usually do. Although with games that have online functionality, I usually avoid that, just in case.
Attack can force your enemy off balance, but only a slow blade penetrates a shield.
Oh, I forgot to heal. Excuse me, sir. Come on, I double dare you. Okay, reduce 2 items. Yeah, you don't want to catch a ban, same. I mean, usually when it comes to online stuff, I'd rather not use mods unless for sure I know I won't get banned. Potato mode is better than better graphics.
There's too many.
You will not play this on low res settings and low settings. Okay. Definitely use laptop mode. Yeah, the thing of outside is that most of the time outside you're in a desert with a few rocks here and there, plus things that you built. So at least on the first 20 plus hours, you should be good. That's why I wanted to show you the tutorial, because it has a little bit more advanced geometry, to say it in some way. Once you get outside, it's not a big deal. But then when you get into the deep desert, which is like the end game is more PvP, and it has more things.
Get up, Off-Worlder. I couldn't
And
wait
here's
for
the
you.
worm incoming.
But now you need to run. The sandworm is coming. Run now.
Okay, servers will be offline. Updating 22:30 UTC. Great, today. What time is it right now? What headphones are you using? Sony XM4s. My favorite headphones. That is another person? I think so.
You made it,
whatever.
Off-Worlder.
Although
Catch your
PvP
breath.
in this part, I'm pretty
When the
sure
helicopter
is
went down,
not
the storm
happening,
took us far
because
off
this is a
course.
tutorial
My leg
part.
is bad. I need to lay low and
But
treat
the game
it
lets you
before it
know.
gets worse.
But as you can see, this is what I was talking about.
Off-Worlder.
Most of your
Noctua can
first
cover the
tens of
ground between
hours
us with
will be
little
in this
effort.
place.
She will be my eye in the sky, so I
So
can
this is
continue to
something
offer my
that somebody
sage
made.
advice and keep you on this side of the grave. Figure out how to
So
craft yourself
in this
some
case, I
clothing.
think it's fine like this,
That
but laptop
Maula
mode
outfit
won't
won't
have
cut it out
any of
yet.
that indirect lighting and shadows. Why would it be banned? Yeah, the thing is, it's still modifying the game files. So maybe the game checks everything, and if something doesn't add up, why risk it? Yeah, the anti-cheat can detect that sometimes. Oh, even the moon casts shadows. Cool. Let's see how potato mode runs. So we're 30 FPS like this. But if we go potato mode, what happens? Okay, potato mode doesn't look that bad outside. And again, you get double the performance, but you don't get real-time shadows. And well, a high resolution. Laptop mode plus quality XeSS. Warzone still uses DLSS 3.1. Let's see if I can attack him. I don't think so, but still. Yeah, I imagine. In this part, there's no PvP. Invite to party, trade, private message. Okay. But later on, you can actually do PvP, and the game tells you when you're in a PvP zone. Anyway, so again, yeah, the knife fight to the death. The thing with that, this reminds me of when in The Simpsons they were like in international waters and there were two monkeys fighting with knives. This is what that reminds me of, in a good way. What is the DLSS quality on the top right of the screen? Oh, sorry. That's something I forgot to remove. Thank you. So anyway, on the 1650, what I would say is play either on laptop mode with quality XeSS, that's what looks the best outside of DLSS, on 1080p, and if you want to play with better visuals, put everything on low, and consider using XeSS performance. So just stay, at least in these locations here outside, the first 10 to 20 hours, you at least have the nice visuals, but at a lower resolution. Those are the two options that I have. 1080p low plus performance XeSS. FBC Firebreak will be online only. I'm not sure, but I'm super interested in that one. It looks pretty cool. He says hi, and I'll ignore him. I hope CS2 gets DLSS. Same. The game really would benefit. Oh, let's grab everything. And let's make something. Yeah, I want to research that. Now I need to craft that. Excellent. Where's the rest of my stuff? Ah, it's being crafted. Okay. Makeshift pants. Makeshift gloves. Makeshift shoes. Makeshift jacket. Okay, now it looks like I should be looking. Laptop mode removes anything substantial. Yes, it removes everything related to global illumination, everything related to shadows from the sun and the moon. It removes ambient occlusion, and yeah, it removes a lot. I made a comparison a few minutes ago. And it also gives you worse materials. Especially in a game like this that relies a lot on the sun and the moon. I mean, your character would be like gliding in the air here. You wouldn't have these shadows. But again, if you don't care about that and just want to play the game at a higher resolution, that's the best way to do it. I'm just happy that they added that option. Because accessibility. So if you're on 4 gigs of VRAM, you can actually get away with it on laptop mode. Okay, that's an enemy.
Eyes on hostile.
But I don't know how the end game parts will go, because that's probably going to be way more demanding. Okay, let's make now a weapon and a pistol. Okay, now I have a weapon. So yeah, I mean, I think the game does a great job telling you how to play it right away. Anyway, let's get to the next card. I wonder when Max Payne 1 and 2 remake will come out. Probably in the next couple, maybe 2-3 years from now. That's my guess. Oh, hold up. I forgot that I can turn off my PC from my phone. Doop. Doop. I can? Yeah, I can. There we go. It works! Okay, and now I turn it on with my phone as well. There it goes. The power of magic. It's magic, yeah. Will the 5050 be on par with the 3060? We hope, as a minimum. Yep. I'm pretty sure you need to be connected to a server. Okay, going back in. Welcome back. 3060, 12 gigs. Now the game shouldn't stutter, but apparently it does anyway. And on this one, we're doing probably the highest settings just to dust that off. I think is it ultra or very high? Let's go to ultra for now. DLAA. Okay. Okay, Control 2 first, then Max Payne remakes. Oof. I think Max Payne is before Control 2, in my opinion. But who knows? I don't work there. It stutters a lot even on a 5090. Ugh. No wonder. Although after a bit, it fixed itself. I'm pretty sure something... They're forget about some shaders. Either that or it's just UE5 kerfuffles, as usual. They also recommend a higher driver number that it's on beta. So I might do that just to test. I don't trust new GPUs. Same. The 5090 has so many issues. Well, the 50 series in general. When I see the patch notes for the drivers, it's like, oh yeah, we fixed flickering reflections in this 20-year-old game. And I'm like, sorry, 10-year-old game. And I'm like, what the hell, man? What is Nvidia doing? The only thing that would make me think it would come out after Control 2 is that Max Payne 1 and 2 instead of 1. Yeah, but they've been working on Max Payne remakes for a while. Have you tested Metal Eden demo? No, I haven't. Is it good? There is an NVIDIA driver from last year. Good. That's how it should be. Yeah. I guess ChatGPT took over NVIDIA driver development. The product manager now is ChatGPT at NVIDIA headquarters. Yeah, the UGREEN plug, I love it. It's great. So cute. I wonder who reports these problems with these really old games. I would be one of them. If I wasn't doing YouTube, I'll probably be one of those people. Well, sometimes I do report that, but on older cards, so they don't care. But I don't know, maybe somebody is playing on a 5090, I don't know, Max Payne 2 at 16K or Max Payne 3 at 16K on a 5090. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with how GTA Trilogy came out. It's Remedy at the end of the day. So probably Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake are coming with the Control engine. So probably performance is not going to be so great, but only time will tell. Never had driver issue with the 2080 Ti. Good. That's from the time that Nvidia made good drivers. Okay, I'm back in. Settings. 1080p. We put this on ultra. We disable frame gen. Now we have DLSS. That's awesome. DLSS on native. Shadows. Ultra. Again, I don't think this is necessary. Same with Lumen, but that's okay. We're going to try it anyway. All this on ultra. We're going to tweak it later, don't worry. I just want to push those 12 gigs of VRAM. And I'm going to ignore the virtual shadow maps because they usually are a big impact. Okay, that should do. Do you recommend 4060 GPU laptop? On the laptop is actually pretty good. I have one. I should add it to the live streams, maybe. I'm thinking about it. But it's great. It's very close to the desktop 4060. So I think on laptops it's a great option. The thing is VRAM, obviously. You only have 8 gigs, I think. I think it's 8, yeah. But again, when it comes to a laptop GPU, the raw horsepower is pretty good. I was impressed. I just don't get why is AMD using 16-pin connector. They are not using it. Okay, stuttering. Thanks UE5. Okay, the DLA8 doesn't look great so far. Also, where's my audio? Capture card. Oh, I think I know what's going on. Hold up. Is my audio device. Windows being Windows. Speakers. There we go. Shadow or texture for better graphics. Depends on the game. Some games when you lower textures, it's potato. And shadows usually, as long as they have a decent resolution.
Got them.
Oh, I cannot use that. Oh, I have the gun. You're going to have to do some ASMR to remake the sounds. Pew pew pew. Pew pew. Ugh, I died. Alright, so let me see if I can fix any of the performance without lowering resolution. That's what I usually care about. The first thing I'll touch is shadows, obviously. GI. It's weird. Lumen can be turned off here, but it doesn't... Yeah, I don't get it. Whatever. Let's put everything on high first, excepting draw distance and the shadows and the textures. Textures can stay up there. So if I drop it to high, is it a big difference? No, it's barely an improvement. And now we're getting daytime, so that's good. It doesn't look that different on high. This is high. But hey, at the end of the day, this is still a UE5 game. And somebody made a house there. Oh, the servers will go offline shortly. Jesus Christ. No! Bad time. Okay. Let me very quickly check how it looks like with quality DLSS. Okay. Quality DLSS. I have 2 minutes, guys. Yeah, it's not super VRAM hungry, but as you can see, as I was saying before, at least 6 gigabytes is a good idea, but the stuttering is still there. No way around it. It gets better as you play the game, but it shouldn't. Shouldn't have that issue. Out of ammo, great. I'll make more. There we go. Make as many darts as I can. There we go, reduce 2 atoms. Is the RAM usage just from Dune? Yes. But I'm pretty sure with 16 you can get away with it. But now the servers are going to go offline for a little. That sucks. I wish I knew. Yeah, at any second I'm going to get kicked out. So let's do 1440p super quickly. Yeah, seems to love RAM, but at the same time, I've been seeing a lot of games that do this. Balance DLSS, and I got kicked out. Ah, that sucks. Well, at least I tried. Too bad I didn't know that the servers were going to shut down for maintenance. Let's see what it does. Let's see what happens when the servers are down, apart from nothing. Disconnected from the server, going down for maintenance. Oh, maybe there's... Is there any server that I can grab? Okay, you can do a private server. Let me see if there's any private server to go around. Okay, there's private servers here. Yeah, but they're private. Duh. Would be cool if there was an open server or something. Just to test it out. Oh, hang on. I think I can actually get there. Okay, I think I did it.
Approach, prisoner.
But I have to make another character. Don't worry. I'll just do what I've been doing. Let's pretend this didn't happen. I can skip the tutorial, so don't worry. That's okay. This is called yes. Yep. Skip the opening sequence, yes. Unlock everything, yes. Okay, good. Just what I needed.
Told you what I am. Then
But
I
it's... Alright, sorry guys, I got disconnected from the internet for a moment. I should be back now. Apologies. Name Wood. That's so creative. Why didn't I think about that? Okay, I'm just getting music now though. Name Stutter. What's my name? What's the name? Yeah. Yeah, I'm back. Okay, this is when the game starts. Perfection. 1440p was so hard to run across the other PC.
The sandworm is coming. Run.
Yeah, but with balanced upscaling, it still looks pretty good. The worm. The worm never changes. And the 50 series came with multi-frame gen support. Yeah. Brick frame gen, in my opinion.
Catch your breath. When the Thopter went down, the storm took us far off course.
Okay, let's make everything that I need to make.
I need to lay low and treat it before it gets worse. But fear not.
Blood purifier.
Noctua can cover
Makeshift
ground between us with
clothing.
little effort.
Pistol.
She will be my eye in the sky, so I can continue to offer my sage advice and keep you on this side of the grave.
Gloves. Shoes.
Figure out how to craft yourself some clothing. That Mauler outfit won't cut it out here.
1440p DLSS performance is equivalent to 720. Yeah, it's 50%. Yeah, it is. But it looks way better than native 720. So keep that in mind. But the raw numbers, yeah, is basically 720 internally. Just like performance upscaling at 1080p is 540p internally. Oh, I have a grappling hook. What an idiot. There you go. Okay, now I can go
The war
outside.
of assassins has left debris scattered
Perfection.
all over this sector. Salvage metal from the wreckage with your cutter ray and use it to make a Mauler pistol and darts.
Easier, did you read? Oh,
Don't let
sorry.
the Imperial
Only DLSS,
disdain
ain't
for
cut it
ranged
anymore.
weapons
Oh,
lead you astray.
yeah.
Very few people are foolhardy enough to use shields this deep in the sands, and that is to your advantage.
Okay. What I just care about is that makes UE5 games run better. That's all I care about from UE 5.6. I don't 100% believe them though. After the showing of The Witcher 4, yeah, it looks fantastic, but it's not The Witcher 4. It's a demo, a tech demo using Witcher 4 assets. So that tells me nothing. There we go. Premium shouldn't be necessary. Yeah, it should be just optional. If they make it necessary, then there's something wrong. There we go, Savage. Alright. Now I should be able to make a gun. And sure, a knife as well. Medkit. I'm missing something though. Oh, okay, I need to level up. Oh, this is a blood extractor, not a gun. No more. Salvage using the cutter. Okay, since I skipped the intro, there's some stuff I have to grab on my own. Metal. The metal will live on. See Project Red, but you can't really trust their tech demos. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, people forget that Cyberpunk was a mess. And, well, speaking about demos, the Cyberpunk demo, the game looks nothing like it. Especially when it comes to crowds and all that. So many broken promises. It's kind of crazy.
Who goes there? Someone said, I need reinforcements.
Okay, he has a gun and forgot. That's okay. This is the lowest level goons. Oh, and look at this. I have the blood extractor. Look at me grabbing blood. Hang on. Oh, I cannot take it from them? No compatible container? What? Okay. That's weird. I didn't make the container, I think. You only use FrameGen when a game limits FPS to 60 or CPU bottleneck. Yep, exactly. That's the best way to put it. Level 1. I need more metal. The metal will live on. What's the deal with this XP thing? It's if you interact a lot, YouTube will give you like a ranking on who's the biggest fan. So thanks for being a fan. I appreciate that. It's weird because YouTube never told me anything about that feature. I started getting people with numbers next to their name. So yeah, YouTube didn't bother explaining their new features. Okay, what am I missing? Research Mola pistol kit. Yeah, here. But it requires level 2. I'm still level 1. Intel 1. Intel. Research. Okay, I'll make more then. Probably not what I should be doing. I freaked up there. Oops. The question is, how do I get more intel? Because in the tutorial they guide you through it, but oopsie daisy, I guess. Years of War E-Day, you're mostly interested. That Reloaded will be having old graphics, even if it's remastered. The thing is, I'm not sure if the Gears of War remastered thing is, I don't know, UE4, or if it's still UE3 with updates. That's my biggest question for the Gears of War. Although, if you own Gears of War 1, the Ultimate Edition on PC, you get the reloaded version for free. Which is interesting. I got it for free. Xbox sent a private message through the Xbox Game Pass app, and they were like, oh, you have a Gears of War Ultimate Edition on PC, here's a code for Reloaded. And I got a code for the Xbox app. So that should be rolling out for everyone. Everybody should be getting the free upgrade. But my question is that if it's still Unreal Engine 3 or if they changed to UE4. Okay, I got more research points. Wonderful. Crafting, let's do pistol and a lot of ammo. A lot of ammo. Also gives you access to the private beta and starts today. Oh, okay. Well, I have something to play on my Xbox then. I want to play it on PC, don't get me wrong, but I've been playing more on consoles than on PC. Interesting, I didn't know that. Maybe I can cover it later. Although the beta will be for multiplayer, right? That's something that I found weird, that they are actually also doing the multiplayer. Usually when they do remasters, they ignore multiplayer completely. I'm sorry, I forgot about the numbers. There it goes. It's into the 50s, on high settings, 1440p with balanced upscaling. I'm pretty sure we can improve on this by just lowering shadows a bit, the GI, the reflections, the effects, and maybe the post-processing shouldn't be a big deal. So a mix of medium and high. There we go. Although now that it's nighttime, it's not that important. Okay, I need to craft things. Nope, not you. I need to craft a fabricator. This. Okay, I'll get a few more kills. And this is the map, by the way. I should be going this way. But again, most of your time you'll be spending it here with all these deserts around you and rocks. And then when you get into the deep deserts, well, that's when it starts being more of a game that requires more attention. More of a MMORPG. But that's quite a few hours away. Okay, so here I'm going to go slowly because I don't want to alert the worm. Which game will you test in your next stream? That's a great question. I'm not sure yet. I wanted to do first Stellar Blade on the Steam Deck and maybe the ROG Ally X, and I'm thinking. It really depends on what's coming out. But when it comes to streams, usually I'm waiting for newer games. There's a small audience for Intel GPUs. Yep. Also, by the way, guys, any of you got excited for the Xbox ROG Ally? Because I got a lot of questions in my older Steam Deck videos and my older ROG Ally videos. If X game would work on the Xbox Ally X, and it's clear that those people never watch my content. Which is fine, they are welcome, but it's funny because I have an Ally X And this also just gives me the idea to make videos with both the Steam Deck and the Ally X. Because people are asking me about the Ally. Since the Xbox ROG Ally announcement. Which I found pretty interesting. The altars? The altars. Sounds familiar. You don't have faith on the Xbox Ally? Yeah, the thing is a competitive price and Windows using less resources. That's all I care about. Because on my ROG Ally X, I use SteamOS now. Now that I can control the wattage and I can use it just fine. And I can sleep and resume like on an actual Steam Deck. I'm only using SteamOS on the Ally X. Still don't know about driver stabilities for those Intel GPUs. Yeah, exactly. Although, I'm happy that we're getting better value GPUs with more VRAM. At least when it comes to Intel, but they need to do that in order to compete. Okay, let's do 4K now. On 1080p, I would use personally high settings. Ultra, I think, is a waste. It still looks great on high. At 1440p, I'll do a mix of medium and high with DLSS balanced. But let's see 4K. 4K, I mean, the VRAM is under control, at least right now. So yeah, SteamTech and those devices, you with your Switch. That's not bad, that's good. What's wrong with the Switch? I mean, if you enjoy it, who cares? Okay, performance upscaling and a mix of medium and high at 4K. Let's do that. So internally we're playing at 1080p, but again, this looks way better than 1080p. Yeah, the image quality is significantly better. But native 4K looks a lot better, obviously. Switch 2 is struggling with Cyberpunk. I mean, I would be surprised if it wasn't struggling. But when it's docked, it's a pretty surprising resolution, actually.
Who's that?
I think it's something like 1080p docked. Oh, of course. Dead. Anybody else? I have 800 bullets. Sorry, darts, not bullets. Seems that Switch 2 doesn't run every game at 60. No, not even close. But again, for a hybrid console, I understand. Although Nintendo has been very conservative with the clock speeds, at least on the Switch 1. When I had a hack Switch, I overclocked the hell out of it, and I could get double the performance sometimes. So I'm a little bit confused. So I'm guessing on the Switch 1 they're doing the same thing.
Who's there?
Yeah, I mean, in our region here in South America, those devices are super expensive. Yeah, without a doubt. But still, I think you can get a Steam Deck here at a decent price. The Switch is still pretty expensive here. It's the cheapest right now, but the Steam Deck is more affordable now than it was before. As long as you don't get the OLED. On here, the OLED is double the price. Yeah, the thing is, the Switch is not like a PS5 and a Series X. If you were expecting that from a portable machine, a hybrid machine, then you're going to be disappointed every time. I mean, what's the point of PS6 if we don't have any interesting new games coming out? I don't know. At a certain point, I think the next consoles will be hybrid as well, at some point. It makes complete sense. People love taking their games everywhere. The thing is, making games can scale down to that low resolution. Switch to in Brazil costs twice the price. Yeah, in Uruguay is $1,200. Okay, 50-cent bulletproof. Oh, dodging is alt. I keep forgetting about that. I'll let him kill me so I can swap GPUs. Oh, self-revive. That's convenient. Yeah, I have to go for him with a shield. The question is, how many times can I self-revive? No. Well, I got stuck. Oh, I respawn all the way there. Well, that's what I get for not building a house. Ammo seems plentiful. Yeah, I made a lot of ammo. It's not hard to make. But these bullets are very, very... How to say it? Hang on, let me mark my defeat location. This ammo is very weak. But I think the point is that you have some melee to break shields. And then you have these basic guns. But I'm happy that the game gives you a gun very, very early. Well, let me get a little bit closer and build a house or something. But I need materials again. Good thing I didn't lose my weapon though. Okay, let's go for the 4060 now. At least, again, outside, which is where you're going to spend most of your time, at least at the beginning, it's going to be fine. Just make sure to not go crazy with the settings. Don't go above high, and you'll be good. Especially on 1080p. If you go 1440p, consider balanced upscaling. But otherwise, it runs fine. The thing is, when we get again to the end game is very, very far into the game. And honestly, I don't have the time to actually get there. It's like over 50 hours. It's like asking me to play endgame on Destiny 2. So yeah, keep that in mind. Anyway, let's jump into the next card, which is the 4060. But considering the little VRAM is using, only 6 gigs, the 4060 should be fine. So let's do that. In the meantime, I turn off the computer. And let's go. Do you think 4060 will survive next gen? What is next gen? PS6? I think at that point it will be a pretty old card. Let's go, UGREEN Charger, hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the 4060 will survive this gen. The thing is how the video memory holds up. That's my only concern. What I'm thinking about is, as much as I hate saying it, I probably, depending on the Steam charts, on the hardware survey, if the 5060 becomes one of the top GPUs, I'll have to get one. I hope it doesn't. It better not. Oh, the drivers didn't load yet. My bad. There it goes. Not with 8 GB of VRAM? Yeah, definitely not. Especially, again, now that we're doing more of a transition to ray tracing on everything, because FU, I mean, VRAM is going to be even more of a limitation, especially for the consoles. I played Dune: The Dark Ages on the Series X just to see what it looked like, and it didn't have screen space reflections. It didn't have ray trace reflections that I can enable on PC. It's a very advanced feature, but I'm pretty sure that's not only memory, that's also GPU power. But it was incredibly disappointing when I looked at it and I was like, wait, this is screen space reflections. So I don't know. It makes me cringe. The only reason you're keeping your Series S is for GTA 6. Nice. Yeah. Well, by the way, guys, when GTA 6 drops, I'll be playing it on the Series S on the channel, just to see what it looks like in the worst possible quality, because that's what it will be. So yeah. The next generation will probably ask for 12 or 16 gigabytes of VRAM. Maybe, I don't know. The thing is, it heavily depends on what, I mean, we're going to probably target 4K at that point, right? With the price of the hardware right now, I don't know how we're going to make that jump. That's the thing. That's what makes it weird for me. You're third now. Yeah! This game with the 4060 is probably going to be fine, but some games will probably suffer with the VRAM thing. DLAA. You scored it for around £100 on Vinted. Oh, awesome. Yeah. One hell of a deal. Yeah, the Series S is super cheap. I think it's a great Game Pass machine. But if you're willing to sacrifice some settings and all that, it's a great console. If Nvidia keeps making 8GB GPUs for the mainstream, nothing will change. I mean, I don't think it only relies on Nvidia. What bothers me is that AMD is doing nothing about it, and they're also releasing 8GB GPUs. And it's like, oh yeah, those suckers actually are going to buy them anyway. And they're right. I mean, most people don't think about those things. They're like, okay, what's the GPU that I can buy? Oh yeah, an Nvidia 5060 is right in my price point. Because I know a lot of people that want to buy GPUs and ask me in real life, and they always go for Nvidia. In my country, AMD GPUs are rare, except the RX 580, because that one was super cheap. Can you still find the Series X in Uruguay? There's barely Series X in Uruguay. When I got one a few months ago, just because I wanted to get one, and I got it used. In the used market, they are at a good price, but they're dropping price like crazy because nobody buys them. So in Uruguay, there are no longer physical Xbox games, almost none. You only have Series S and Series X for the used market. So in this part of the world, Xbox basically doesn't exist. Unless you are for Game Pass, so they buy a Series S for their kids. Play with Game Pass. Physical games have always been like triple the price. So it makes sense. And most of the childhoods here are PlayStation. So I'm not surprised, honestly. 5060 should have been made, at least 12 gigabytes of VRAM. I mean, the freaking 3060 has 12 gigabytes. They have no excuse. Okay, DLAA, and let's go highest settings, accepting virtual shadow maps. That's the only thing I keep down. Okay. I think we got it. Yeah. All right. Seems Silent Hill F will cost $70. Wonder how much GTA 6 will cost. I'd rather not think about that. Hopefully 70, but who knows? It's just stupid how expensive games are getting. Okay, so 1080p Ultra with DLAA. Okay, we're a few frames above the 5060. Sorry, the 3060. Above the 3060, no surprise. Where was I going? Oh, that way. Yeah, I'm not dropping here. Hell no. There's fall damage, by the way. Oof. Looks like... Oh, Monster Hunter Wilds usage more VRAM for nothing. Yep. And we still got that stuttering. That goes away after a few minutes, but still shouldn't be there, because we're compiling shaders at the freaking beginning of the game. You go first. It's a shame how poorly optimized Wilds is. Yeah, I agree. Shame! Yeah, it's a shame because it seems like a pretty damn good game. Another rock. Hey guys, this is the rock. Not anymore. Okay. Let me see how far I am for having the 3D printer. The fabricator. Oh, there we go. So I can make my base. Otherwise I cannot respawn properly. Construction tool. Also, I want to remap my gun. There we go. This game has better graphics than Monster Hunter Wilds and runs better. Yeah. Although here I'm just running around, but there's a lot more to the game. This is not like Monster Hunter Wilds in that regard, but visually speaking, definitely superior. Oh, my backpack is full already. Oh, of course. Let's drop this. I have 431 rocks. No wonder. No wonder I cannot run. Hold up. Let's build something. Okay. I should probably climb. Yeah, this should be good. Okay. Then I'll need a few walls. Let's pretend we're making a house. Connect to a structure. Oh, I need to make ground. Oh, of course, this is not a structure. Weird. If you do this, any other player will be able to loot your base. Yeah. My base has nothing. Okay. My base should fit here nicely. And I need to make a roof before I dehydrate. There we go. Imagine Switch 2 running Monster Hunter Wilds. How? It would be interesting if they ever do that. And a roof. Sure. Connect all this. I'm a construction engineer myself. Hang on. I'll be back in a second. My hard drive arrived. Oh hell. Sorry about that, guys. I got it. So my hard drive that I purchased decided to arrive midstream. Western Digital read 8 terabytes. Ah, dude. Yeah, I did Spider-Man 2 on day one. It had a lot of issues. Also when it comes to crashing. It crashed too much. Well, more than one crash is too much, but still. RE9 on 8GB GPUs. Ugh, more RE engine on 8GB GPUs. Go. This construction system so far works pretty well. Of course, no power. This is my respawn location now. Good. And walls. Just to pretend that I care about that. Door. You plan on playing that on your new PC? Yeah, it's pretty rough on Steam Deck. Funny thing is, Spider-Man 2 on Steam Deck got verified. Then it got marked as playable, and now it's verified again. So, I don't know what they're smoking, but it's probably something very, very crazy good. There we go. Okay. It's fine, I don't have power, but the automatic door works. Okay, good. It's a good job Proton DB exists. Yeah, that saved me multiple times. Storage container. Oh, here. The power generator. Okay. I think is all that powers thing is in my backpack. But funnily enough, again, if you want to play this on Steam Deck as an example, you play on laptop settings, but it works. The thing is, it's not that great, because if you lock your Steam Deck, it will kick you out of the server, so kind of weird. Okay, I think I got everything. Excited for this game. Oh, the base building mechanic? Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's clear that these people have experience making survival games. What makes me happy is that this is not an early access game. So on that front, they did it correctly. Of course, I'm dying because I don't have water. Oh, the plants were right there. Yeah, stutter engine. At least now I have my base, right? Yeah. This is what I wanted to build a base. At least it works okay enough. Yeah. I mean, Mindsight is a very low bar to improve on. Let's be honest here. It's better than Mindsight. Yeah, but that's not particularly high bar. Oh great, I can build in between rocks. Perfect. Yeah, Mindsight is straight out slop. I agree. It's funny, I called it. I freaking called it. Okay, so 1080p I think is fine. I'll probably play on high just to stay above 60, but that's about it. So keep native resolution, but put it on high, accepting the textures. Actually, I think with high on GI and shadows, that should suffice. Yeah, definitely. Then 1440p. On 1440p, I'm probably going to go for high on all these, excepting textures, funnily enough. So let me apply that. 1440p. And on DLSS, let's keep it at native to see what happens. 43 Metacritic for Mindsight. That sounds a little bit too high. It should be lower than that. Okay, so 1440p, high. DLAA. So at native 1440p is actually better than I was expecting. Drops into the 50s. Oof, wrong keyboard. So here I'll probably just use quality upscaling. At 1440p is, I mean, balance already looks good. But I'm going to do quality. Here we have enough horsepower, I'm pretty sure. Leslie Benz's dream GTA game, but a slop one in reality. I mean, probably he's used to having Rockstar money. The Rockstar money is like, okay, you're making a big project. It will be a great, great game. Whatever. Here's a limited money for you. So he probably got used to that life. He forgot there is a smaller budget for a new studio. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Although the name of the company makes me think of God of War each time. It's called Build a Rocket Boy, and I think Build a Rocket Boy. It's like that's the first thing I think about. I think about God of War each time. Have you used Apollo? I haven't tried it yet. But the virtual display thing, it should be something that I needed, actually. Mostly for my PC. Having two monitors outside of my PC setup can make a big difference. Okay, let's continue. I wonder what that does. Can we ride the worm? You can try, but it's not going to work. The teeth are way too thick. You can get eaten by the worm if you want to. Pretty sure there's enemies here. Man, the stuttering. Well, and as you can see, the RAM is no longer 20 gigs, it's 15. Boink. Let's see if the container... Yeah, this one. You can get blood out of your enemies. Look. I got it from her ass. Just like in real life. Been playing Cyberpunk, using it, and you can max out everything. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's the best part about remote desktop. I feel that the latency is a lot better, even over the internet, versus GeForce Now or Xbox Game Pass. That requires a bit of effort to set up. Okay. Grab blood from person. From inappropriate parts. The one thing they have done better is the cutscene quality, nothing else literally. Yeah, the cutscenes are fantastic. At least the story had me intrigued at the beginning. I've been seeing a gameplay, and the story looked super interesting at the very beginning. Pretty cute, man. But at 1440p, I think this is the best way to play it on this card, at least right now. Oh, there's reverb when I'm shooting indoors. That's cool. Nice detail. Here though, why am I not casting a shadow? Anyone? Let me see if it's settings related. Shadows on ultra. Nope. Global illumination. Nope. Although the global illumination on the highest makes a big difference with indoor lighting. That was interesting. Funny. So this light doesn't cast shadows. LMAO. Although these do cast shadows. Maybe a bug, or they forgot to put a shadow casting light there. Because this one does cast shadows. Okay, I now have fuel. Thank God. You must be invisible. Why? No more magic tricks. Okay, scavenger camp. But again, this part is all PvE at the beginning. PvP comes way later. But at least the game is clear of when you are in a PvP zone. Which, in my opinion, that makes it significantly better in that regard. Because sometimes in games like this, it's confusing. Okay. That's all I can carry. Alright. Let's do 4K, 4K. And I'm going to put it on performance because I think it looks good enough. And honestly, I don't want to sacrifice more of the frame rate. So 4K high, DLSS performance. But probably if you have a 4060, you're not targeting 4K. And there it goes. Yeah, actually at 4K runs very similar to a 3060. You have deleted the mine site today? Couldn't stand it anymore? Yeah, why subject yourself to that suffering?
Eyes on hostile.
Hi there! Knife. I think I'll build another camp. Although the objective is right behind me. Before that though... Blood. Mindsight is the game of the year. Game of the century. Game of the generation. Yeah, definitely. As soon as I saw gameplay, I was like, okay, this game, we've seen nothing like this ever in the past. This is peak technology. Peak gameplay. There's no way anybody's beating Mindsight this year. Most iconic game in 2025. Iconic. Iconic. I love that word. Iconic. Ubisoft loves using that word in marketing. Walk mode off. Okay. Then what do I need to do? Oh, okay, it's a cutscene. That's fine. No spoilers. Spice Dreams. You have experienced a Spice Dream. On awakening, you are protected from harm for a short time. Okay. Although my... Oh, there we go. I couldn't move. Inhale the spice. Don't do that at home, kids. Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure if I watch the movie, this will make a lot of sense. Because right now I don't know what this is.
Who is it that thinks Ibn Qutayba, the weight of a kindly god?
So are the movies worth watching?
Do you understand?
I heard a lot about the visual effects of them, but I know nothing about Dune.
God gave us the
I just saw the
burning
worm in
eyes of
3D
Allah.
and it looked cool, but I don't usually watch movies. But now that I have an OLED TV in my house, I want to watch it. Oh, this is like the Scarecrow section in Arkham Asylum. That looks cool. Tried Tormented Souls 2 demo today, only TAA and UE5 TSR. Okay. They might add DLSS later on. I'm pretty sure people are going to complain to them until they do. By the way, Tormented Souls 2 is UE5. Does it still have fixed camera angles?
When we began our wandering,
I'm super curious on that one, because I played a little bit of the first one and it was pretty good.
we came to know within our souls, Arrakis is suffering. We found it, we were home.
Oops. Yeah, definitely like the Scarecrow section in Arkham Knight. Sorry, Arkham Asylum.
On Harmon Tech, we were made
Tormented Souls 2's UE5 has static camera like OG RE games. Okay,
slaves. They
I really hope that it runs very well,
never to forgive.
because with the fixed camera angles you can do a lot of trickery. I hope they did. They better. Oops.
The weight of a kindly god is a fear.
The day before, The Lord of the Rings, Golem, and Mindside are your top 3 games of all time. Hell yeah, me too. How did you know?
Suffering leads to defiance. And where does defiance lead?
Producto chileno, sí, me imaginé, Benjamín. Me sonaba familiar. And also only supports TSR. Okay, ultra settings crashes your laptop. Dropping to high fixes the issue. Maybe a memory leak then.
Ibn Qutayba. Defiance
Interesting.
leads to thought.
60 to 75, 1080p Ultra, but drops into the 50s, some heavy Lightrooms,
Those who suffer.
and a 3060.
Ibn Qutayba. Who is those?
Okay. I went through the weird sequence. I won't pretend I understood any of it. Don't forget Concord. I'm tempted to buy a copy of the game physically, just to say I have Concord at home.
Still there, off-worlder. Your signal drifted
Okay.
for a moment. No matter. A thought occurs. When the Sardaukar began their purge,
What a
many
classic,
Fremen
fun for
were
the whole
slaughtered.
family.
The
Servers
ones
down.
that were not abandoned their caves, leaving valuable resources behind. Valuable resources that just might contain the makings of a still suit. Take what you need. Their ghosts will not object.
Okay, cool. So yeah, wow. When the sun is up, it looks great when it comes to the colors. GG. Anyway, I think I saw enough. I think it runs pretty well, all things considered. Again, this game is super long when it comes to, it's more like an MMORPG. So when you get to the end game, more than 30 hours in, then you get to the deep desert. That's what I heard. It's probably going to be more demanding than this because there will be more players, there will be more stuff on screen, probably more complex maps. So at least for the very beginning of the game, I'd say it runs great. It's clear that they learned a lot of things from making Conan Exiles, especially when it comes to not releasing an early access game. There's actually the full game, so I'm happy to see that. And it's pretty intuitive to play. I haven't felt confused when it comes to the mechanics. They explain it right away. The thing that bothers me a little bit is the menus. The menus when you're launching the game and the launcher and all that. But when it comes to the game itself, it feels pretty good. I'm not into survival stuff, but this feels a little bit more action, especially since they give you a gun at the beginning. I'm a little bit tired of survival games, but this one is not early access. That's usually my biggest issue with those games. And then when it comes to the visuals, I think it looks great. It runs better than I was expecting. But the stuttering is very noticeable. It lessens a bit when you play more of the game, but still, they should fix that right away. That's the biggest issue right now, in my opinion. And the VRAM is fine. The most it used was 6.5 gigs at 4K. Or 7 as tops. But we're talking again 4K. And in the end game, maybe it uses more. So, but I don't think it will be that big of a difference. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I highly appreciate you guys watching. Thanks again to Funcom for providing a code of the game. I might revisit this one on Steam Deck. We're waiting for the official servers to go back up. But as of right now, yeah, it runs better than I expected. So thank you for watching, and I'll see ya next time. Bye guys. Have a nice weekend. Love you all.